People usually think all Jews are rich. Are you rich?
I am not.
Neither am I. People think Jews control the media. Can you control the media?
Not one bit.
Okay. So it's not just because we don't control the media. If you think about it, someone said, interestingly enough, on TikTok, if all the Jews control the media, or the media was controlled by most Jews, then guess what? Anti-Semitism should have been rid of a long time ago, right?
Agreed.
But you have all this tremendous anti-Semitism, be it from religious people who may be communists or socialists, left-wing, right-wing, and so forth. But if we control the media, that should have been totally not existent.
Eradicated long ago.
Long ago.
Jews controlled the media, Sesame Street would be teaching Hebrew letters, and Saba Hosea would be on PBS. There wouldn't be a new Jesus TV movie every Easter. American movie classics and the country music channel probably wouldn't exist. Lifetime would have better Jewish storyline. Like, how can we simultaneously control the media and then also be underrepresented in media? That doesn't make any sense.
Number two, are all Jews rich? No, they're not. If you look at yourself and Google yourself, you'll see a lot of Jews are living below the poverty line. And majority of people who are rich, if you think about it, example like Bill Gates, Elon Musk, and so forth, these are not Jews.
A startling new report is undermining a widely shared stereotype of Jewish communities in New York. New figures show that a quarter of all Jews here in the Big Apple are not wealthy, but are instead now living in poverty. In the last decade, New York has seen a huge increase in poverty amongst Jewish communities. Nearly 1 in 4 Jews are considered poor, compared to 1 in 5 in 2002. They're statistics that stand in stark contrast to many people's idea of New York Jews owning vast amounts of money and property.
Oh, how many people are there in the whole world of Jewish people?
About 15 million.
15 million Jews. And how many non-Jews are there?
About 7 billion.
7 billion. So you're telling me, according to the oldest rhetoric, that 15 million Jews, 0.5% of the world population, control 7 billion people. Does that make sense to you?
Not a bit. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Rabbi Schwartz, how many banks do you own?
Well, as of yesterday, not one. And guess what? I never owned a bank in my life, neither my family. In fact, just the opposite. Sometimes I want to go to a bank and get a loan. It's quite hard because we Jews don't control the banks. You can look at your Google again. So don't take our word for it. Google yourself and you'll see the most banks are not controlled by Jews, just the opposite. Chase, Manhattan Bank, Bank of America, the other famous banks, JP Morgan. JP Morgan wasn't Jewish and isn't a Jewish family. Rockefeller's not Jewish and so forth. The Gettys are not Jewish. Again, it's easy to blame with the Jewish people for everything. So you're telling me now the whole world of 7 billion people should blame a group of 15 million people?
That's what some of them want you to believe.
You do.
Not all.
Not all, but some of them do. Because one person had a bad encounter with one Jewish person.
Kanye West, he is digging in, issuing a non-apology apology in a new interview after his anti-Semitic, anti-black comments. Listen to this.
My question for you is, do you now regret saying DEFCON 3 on Jewish people? Are you sorry you said that?
No.
I think it matters. You should be.
Absolutely not. You know, I will say I'm sorry for the people that are hurt with the DEFCON, the confusion that I call. I feel like I cause hurt and confusion. And I'm sorry for the families of the people that had nothing to do with the trauma that I had been through, and that I use my platform where you say hurt people, and I was hurt.
That's interesting. If we have all this great power, then we could have gotten the whole world. Everyone could have been our quote-unquote slave and servant. This could have been done 1,000 years ago, and there would have been no destruction of the Jews. Interesting. So does it make sense to you about anti-Semitism? Is it logical to you?
Illogical. The hate of any group is illogical. Each person, evaluate them on the words and actions, not the whole group.
Excellent.